Hi everyone, so welcome to Wildflower. This is a 50 round project, so it goes quite quickly, and of course it's a cushion cover. So what I've done is I've done well, first of all I want to talk to you about this table. I'm going to be working on this table, and if you have done some of my earlier patterns, I think the Pondoland was the very first one, that I used this table, and this table has a lot of sentimental value to me. It belonged to my late father-in-law, who passed away many years ago, and it was made by his father, and it doesn't have any nails or screws. It's all made with wooden dowels, and in fact this table was resting outside under an old tree, and my father-in-law used to keep his engine parts on this table, and when he passed away I rescued the table before it ended up in a fireplace somewhere, and I sort of restored it. And besides that, my children, my sons, we homeschooled, and we used this table. So this table has a long history of many happy memories for me, and I've decided today to work on this table. I've actually moved it into my little workroom. So I wanted to show you. So this is Wildflower. So now it actually comes, what I've done is I've designed it so that it can be squared off. So it can form a square like that. It's 20, if you use a 4mm hook and a regular DK yarn. I've used the Skipper's Color Crafter, and that is an acrylic yarn in many colors. So that was the one reason. And the second reason is that cushion covers sometimes need to be washed, and acrylic is really hardy, and the colors are color fast, and you can just pop it in the washing machine. So I haven't made a back for this. What I'm going to do is, well, I'll tell you a little bit later about that, but I have some old cushions, and I will be attaching this by hand to the front of the old cushion. So I've called this Wildflower because in Cape Town, in the winter months, everything becomes very flowery. It's almost like a second spring. In the summertime, everything dies down, and in the winter time, with all the rain, because we have a rainy winter, everything begins to blossom again. So after our very hot, dry and dusty summer, my garden is just completely in bloom. Everything is blooming and all the little birds have arrived back, and the bees and the butterflies, so it's like a second spring, really. Okay, so, and also you're going to find this corner very interesting, by the way, just the way that I've done it, I think. I just made it up. I don't know if anyone else has done it. Probably have. Seeing as pretty much everything's been done in crochet, but this corner is done all in one piece. What else can I say? So what I did was I used a very sort of pastel colorway for the square one, so it comes out as a more sort of elegant, more classical kind of finish. You know, if you have, like my living room is, I've got a lot of antiques and things like that, so and I like neutral colors in my house, you know, quite toned down colors. I find very bright colors very distracting in my home, so I try and keep everything quite mute. But if you are fiesta orientated, this is the other version. So it's exactly the same pattern, but what I've done is this section over here, because at this point, which is round, right up to round number 47, you have a circle, all right? And so whereas with this one, you can see this is the part, I carried on to square it off. This part I left round for if you have, because this is a really nice size, as a top for a poof cover, for example, or if you have a round cushion. I actually don't have a round cushion, so I'm actually gifting this to a friend of mine who does have a round cushion. And then the same thing, either you can make the cushion, you know, from scratch with the backing and so on and so forth, or you can use an existing round cushion and you can just attach it. So again, it's 20 inches circumference, okay, so 20 inches from edge to edge, right? And then I went into pom-poms, and I have to tell you that it's very addictive. Making pom-poms, there's just something so addictive about making pom-poms. And I had to make 16 for this, so 16 pom-poms, and you can find pom-pom tutorials all over the internet, so I'm not really going to worry so much about showing you. And you can have different, you might want to make your pom-poms bigger, you might want to make them much smaller, or you might want to actually put tassels, or maybe not do anything at all. But I did pom-poms because I really just liked the pom-pom. And then I did a pom-pom in the center here, so the flower, I think it's beautiful. It does remind me of a wildflower that has the center when it goes to seed. I can't remember what it's called, but I have seen them. Okay, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else. As I said, I have used Skepius, the Dutch yarn company, Skepius Wool. I've used their color crafted throughout, so for both versions, my sort of classical version and my fiesta version. If you have any questions about the pattern, you can always join our Hooks and Tails pattern workshop group on Facebook, or you can message me in Ravelry. But the Facebook group is really helpful. My admins are amazing and they know my patterns really well, and they are always happy to help you. So now, the other thing I wanted to say was that I'm going to be releasing this pattern without the written pattern. I intended this pattern to actually come out in April, but April was a very difficult month for me for many reasons, which I will write about in the blog. So if you want to go onto my blog, www.hooksandtails.blogspot.com, you can read all about April and why I missed April or April missed me. But what I'm going to be doing is releasing this pattern on Ravelry, and I will release it with the video, all the video links. So if you want to jump right in, you can get stuck in straight away and you can start the pattern. And then over the weekend I will be releasing the written pattern, or possibly very early next week, but it won't be long. The written pattern, I really didn't want to wait any longer to release the pattern. All the videos are done, so I'm just releasing it with the videos. And the written pattern will be added to Ravelry. So if you purchase the pattern, the written pattern, I will send out an update and you will get notification that the written pattern is available, and you can just pop that into your library or download it or whatever. And then the other thing is, I'm also going to be making a small square for the back. So the square, it'll be 4 10-inch squares, because this is 20 inches across. So 4 10-inch squares, which you'll be able to use as a backing for your square cushion. And if not, you can always use it for something else, but that's just thrown in as a bonus. I did the same with the Rebecca Castile weekend block. I did the block, and then I did there goes there goes Kai again. Okay, which means I better sign off. So I shall see you in Crochet Land, and happy crochet. See you soon.